Okay, 6 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live Q&A call, speakerfocus.com. I'm here with my business partner, Austin Troyer, Chief Technical Officer. I am Kevin T. Robertson, the world's #1 speaker coach on the world's #1 platform for speaker marketing. We are going live and direct. Today, we're going to be talking about what concerns you the most about your speaker business. Now, we can open up the floor to as many things that you need to talk about that are some concerns. I'm talking about things that challenge you, things that make you lose sleep at night. You know, what are the things that is that thorn in your side, that's very uncomfortable for you. Whatever those things are, we're going to address it in today's Zoom call. So right from the very, very outbreak, anybody who has some questions, they want to jump in. Remember, with the rules off, if you have a question, you can drop it in the chat box. Also, feel free to use the raise hand feature and we will acknowledge you. If I miss anything, Austin will be there to catch it. So let's go. The things that are putting you in a situation that really concerns you, what exactly is that as it pertains to professional speaking? Now, I can tell you firsthand, while we still got some people joining the call, some things that really concerned me a lot, bothered me. I'm talking about I had a lot of restless nights. The thing was, I didn't understand how to create social proof. That was really difficult for me when I first started. I didn't understand the concept of creating content. I didn't understand why it was so important to take pictures at your engagements. And now I was very young when I first started. So obviously it wasn't all, the cell phone wasn't, yet created. A smartphone definitely wasn't created. So you didn't have these opportunities to really go in to get the knowledge that you have right now. There wasn't, the internet wasn't around and I didn't have access to these kind of things. So I was just winging it. And that's really a dangerous way to build your speaker business. You have to have access to very specific strategies. I'm talking micro specific strategies that will teach you the micro specific formulas. You got to know what the recipe is to put into your speaker career, and then you'll be able to get the most out of it. So again, today we're going to talk about addressing the biggest concerns that you have with your professional speaker business. What are those concerns? If you want to drop your questions or your comments in the chat box, feel free. And we're going to have another healthy conversation about what it's going to take to grow your speaker business. I recommend that if you're at a starting point, if I had to do it all over again, the first thing I would do is figure out how to build my message. I was also really concerned because in my head was like some scrambled eggs. I didn't have a preference about what I spoke about. I didn't have any topics, no titles, no descriptions. I was stuck in motivational speaker purgatory because I was just good at the hype part, like many of us are when we first start out. We don't understand the importance of being good at the help part. You taking the knowledge inside of you, taking your vision, your dream, your skill set, your professional experience, and then delivering that to a target market that is going to be controlled by the target buyer who is going to trust you enough to put you in front of their target audience. When these kind of things start happening, you start to get a better understanding. So then your concerns turn into excitement. All your concerns, they turn into joy. Your concerns turn into productivity. Well, you should have a whole lot of concerns as a speaker if you are not putting in the work. I can tell you another thing that really bothered me and caused me to lose some sleep is when I was I'm talking about wasting so much time on not knowing what to do. If I would have I would have scaled up to 6 or 7 figures a whole lot sooner had I had the proper help in the beginning. I was one of those very young and naive 18-year-old speakers. And the first time I got my first engagement, I didn't even know really what it was. All I knew, I just wanted to get up there and run my mouth. But I was very naive in the sense where I let my ego really get in the way a lot of my decision-making to ask for help, let alone pay for help. That wasn't even in my ecosystem. Oh, pay somebody where they can help me understand how to do the business better. No. So that's the reason why I've had so many repetitions. A lot of the engagements that I had, especially in the beginning, it was just garbage engagements. And you have the opportunity on the Speaker Focus platform to do it a whole lot better. And you don't have to have those concerns. See, what me and Austin Troyer created is, it's never been done in the history of business. That may seem difficult to understand, but perhaps you're going to have something in the market where you really analyzed it, you really stood back and you really paid attention, and you didn't do any complaining. What you did was you built a better mousetrap. So a lot of you on the platform have unbelievable and powerful brands coming in to the coaching program. A lot of you are going to discover as you're on the platform that you're going to build a powerful brand that's going to give you all the leverage that you want in the marketplace. So what we did was we addressed these issues so you would never have to scratch your head and say, I wonder how that works about the speaker business. I wonder what I'm supposed to be doing with my speaking entity. How am I supposed to move? If you want to move the right way in this business and you want to continue to be disruptive and you want to present topics and titles and descriptions, you want to present thought-provoking signature programs, then you're going to really need to deal with everything that you're concerned about right now. And I used to be concerned about the marketing, the branding, the content, the messaging. I mean, I knew nothing when I first started. Okay, I think we got a first question. Okay, let me see. Troy, let me know if I'm missing anybody. That must have been Austin that put something in there. All right, well, let's continue to move forward. Remember, I was very green when I first started. Nothing wrong with being green. We all have to pick a starting point. So I want all of you to pay attention to there are building blocks. It's a process to go through as you build your professional speaking career. Now, many of you that just came on the platform, you just started. A lot of our one-on-one students, you are preparing your marketing materials and you have finished with sales cycle training. You have graduated sales cycle training. You now know how to speak to the target buyer in a language that they understand, correct vocabulary, the right terminology, and also with the right tonality. If you have graduated that and you have a website and you have a speaker info kit and you have the rest of your sales tools, all your outreach marketing documents, the email templates, and all of these things are ready and prepared to go to market, then you have less concerns as a speaker. You really don't have to have these kind of concerns when you build it the right way. Look at it this way. I'm going to share a real estate analogy with you because I was real big in real estate back in the day. I flipped over hundreds and hundreds of houses. And I was very good at the acquisition of real estate. I was very good at acquiring the hard money lenders, doing deals for no money down. I would even borrow the earnest money deposit. I learned the real estate business, and I'm relating this to how detailed you must be in your speaking career. So when I learned real estate, I learned from the people at the tax assessment office. I learned how to evaluate properties from the tax assessment valuation of the land plus the improvement equal your TTAV, which is your total tax assessment value. I also learned the real estate business from settlement attorneys. I learned it from settlement officers. I learned it from loan officers. I learned it from underwriters. I mean, I got so much inside information about how this business works. And then I got the answers to the tests. So then I learned how to read a HUD-1 settlement statement. I learned how to get people approved on the other side where, based upon their credit score, you could get them approved on a conventional or non-conventional, conforming or non-conforming loan. You could go FHA, or you could do a Title I loan. You could do investor loan. You could do a whole bunch of stuff. So I got good at the creative financing part. Now, real estate works like this. Let me just close this point out. Let me go back to speaking, which is our primary platform. Now, I learned about real estate. If you are missing one piece of documentation, I'm talking just as little as a pay stub, then you are not going to go to closing. They will not fund that deal if you don't check off everything on the list that the underwriter has for them to issue you a final approval. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, oh, KTR, you should do a real estate course. Not really interested. I'm focused on speaking, and I want to relate. I use the real estate analogy because speaking is the same way. So what concerns you as a professional speaker? It's a lot of people on the call, and if you have any questions, you should be typing in your questions or your concerns right now, and let me help you answer those questions. Let me go back to some of the things I used to be concerned about big time. I mean, I used to really stress over this one. I used to stress over the messaging. Tina Marie Rodriguez says she has a quest. Okay, Tina Marie, would you share with us what your quest is? You know, when you're on a quest, that means you're in it for the long haul. That means you're looking, you're searching, you're picking and probing. And okay, I have a. You said a quest or a guest? Tina Marie, which one is it? You said you apologize. Okay, I'll let her get her question together, and then I'll address it. I'll address it. Whoever has a question or concern. I'm telling you that it was really hard for me in the beginning to put myself in a position where I understood what the hell was going on with the speaking industry. Now that took me years. Again, I was literally, you got to hear what I'm saying. I was flopping around in broke, begging, and desperation mode. I didn't understand what the heck I was doing at all. I mean, I was miserable. Yeah, was I going at it, and I was just trying to do the best I could do as I was growing my speaker business? Yes, but I was just riding blind. I mean, I was just shooting in the dark. I had no target focus whatsoever. Okay, Tina's back. Okay, I'm on the road. How do you continue the momentum of your brand? Okay, so Tina Marie says that was a typo. So, so she got the question is, how do you continue momentum of your brand? Okay, well, that starts out with, let's talk about the elements that construct a brand. Okay, if in the speaking industry, what constructs a brand? Let's start with a logo. You need a nice logo. It's nice to be able to have something that's memorable. So you want to keep a logo real simple. Try to have it with a letter or a symbol or something like that. Not too much going on. And look at the most successful logos in the world. Look at the color scheme. Look at the emphasis behind the personality. Every brand has a personality. As you see, one of my new Speaker Focus shirts that I have on today it's glitter red letters. I have a little flair to my personality, so I enjoy stuff like that. And, you know, these are all of the things that you need in order to construct a brand. So in order to build a brand and then have it to continue to grow with momentum, I'm going to address Tina Marie's question, is I would say the first thing is design a logo. I would understand what your vision is. Relay the vision to a graphic designer who is skilled at listening to your vision. I mean, your logo has got to encompass what you stand for. Listen, I've had the microphone in my hand so many times throughout my career. I'm not only a speaker. What I am is I'm an entertainer first. That's how I started out in the entertainment industry. I've been performing since I've been 5 years old. I'm very gifted and artistic. So I'm an entertainer who learned how to be an entrepreneur and then learned the speaking game. I learned to grow speaking as a business. I've been a graphic designer since 1984. So I've always had the microphone in my hand. So you can better believe any logo that I've had has got a microphone in it. My KTR logo that many of you saw in the video sales letter before you came aboard on the coaching program, you see the 3 initials KTR. The K has a man pointing like this with a couple fingers with a microphone standing on top, you know, speaking at a podium. So whatever your logo is about, that's what you should use to build your brand. I feel like your brand is you and you are your brand. In the book, The Brand Called You by Peter Montoya, Peter Montoya talked about your brand should describe 3 things. Number 1, who are you? Number 2, what do you do? Number 3, how does it benefit the target audience? Who are you? What do you do? How does it benefit the target audience? So remember, you are your brand and your brand is you. So when you start to build your brand through logo, through all of your outreach documents, your sales tools, all of your marketing collateral should match. Your website, your speaker info kit, your speaker video demo. This should all encompass your personality. Tina Marie's brand is Life is a Gift, and her slogan is Life is a Gift wrapped in precious moments. So everything with her should be about that brand. Her colors are purple and gold for royalty. You know, these are things that's in her ideology. We've been working very closely with Tina for a long time, and she has an amazing digital marketing campaign she's getting ready to launch in a couple of months, and that matches with her brand, that matches with her ideology, her focus, her learning experience that she wants to give to her target audience. You've got to not be afraid to let your brand really represent who you are and what you're all about. Speaker Focus represents me and Austin. Everything about Speaker Focus is what I've done on the soft skills side, and then what Austin brings to the game on the technical side. So I don't have to have these concerns, which is the main thing, the main theme of our call today, of our Zoom call, is what concerns you about your speaker business. And Tina's asking, you know, how do you continue to build momentum? Well, once you build it, excuse me, then you have got to work your natural ass off to maintain brand integrity. That means that every single time you get in front of an audience, you are testing content, you're testing vital information, speaker topics, the ways to present the content and the information. You're testing what works on the PowerPoint slide. That's all part of your brand. Your logo is imprinted on every single slide typically, and I damn sure put my brand on all the handouts, the worksheets, the workbooks. Anywhere you look, your job is to create some TOMA, T-O-M-A. That stands for top of mind awareness. Now, Madison Avenue has taught us so much about top of mind awareness. Let me just give you a little history about branding. Some of the biggest brands in the history of business have had success through radio and television. And now brands like Speaker Focus have, I'm talking enormous success, bigger than television and radio could ever be, which is the internet. Make no mistake about it. This is the new radio and this is the new television. Television and radio can't even come close to what this smartphone is able to do and what the internet is able to do. And the tools that you have in your hand right now, it's just absolutely no excuse whatsoever for you to even think too hard about whether or not you have the right tools in your hand to succeed. You know, I'd laugh at people right now, unless the check was really big and they offer me a multi-million-dollar, multi-year deal. I would laugh at somebody for a television deal or a radio deal or something. Now, podcasts, if the money was right and the timing was right, perhaps I would do it. But I have the biggest channel that I can ever have. I have the biggest network in the history of business, and that's the internet. I can create my own content whenever I want to. I don't have to sit around. And for some of you out there, another one of your concerns is that you're sitting around waiting for other people to validate your vision, your mission, the book that you want to write, the speaker topics that you want to create, the brand you want to live. You have got to stop being bound by other people projecting their fears on you. It's just way too difficult. You've got to put yourself in position where you're going, it's like a snowball effect. You're going to start your brand. First of all, you're not going to start the brand at the top. However, when you build a brand and you build a momentum, when you push the snowball off the top of the cliff, it's just going to keep building up momentum. It's going to become a really big snowball when you get it to the bottom. But let's not think about it like that. You got to take your ass back down to the bottom of the hill. And how about this? How difficult do you think it would be to start out with a small snowball at the bottom of the hill and push that up the hill? Pretty difficult, right? Well, that's exactly what it's like to build your speaker business. This is the hardest, easiest money you're ever going to make in your life. Now, what's the easy part? The easy part, which is what all of you think you know how to do right now, which is blah, 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 chat, 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 chat. Run your mouth. That's the easy part for a lot of you. Many people that come on our platform, they already know how to run their mouths. Some of you have the gift of gab. That's only going to get you but so far. So to build up momentum for your brand and have a continuation of success, and I'm talking about stacking years upon years upon years upon skills, upon skills, upon skills, upon skills, upon skills. I can't emphasize this shit enough that a lot of you are just not, you're concerned about all the wrong things. You're concerned about all the wrong things. Tina Marie, if I'm making sense about building momentum and continuing the momentum for the brand, please drop it back in the chat box and let me know if you're getting anything about building a brand. Let me say another thing about building a brand. It's never over. Oh, I got a logo now. Oh, I have a website. I have signature programs. I have a speaker info kit. I have a speaker video demo. I have all my outreach marketing templates all set up. I have the reasons why they should hire me document. I have all the email outreach documents set up. You think it's over just because you get the outreach documents? No, no, no. When you get a brand and you realize, especially when you get it out there in the marketplace and you realize that it's working, now you've got to be willing to stand on the gas and go as fast as possible. Again, many speakers, they try to run out and score a touchdown without having the football in their hands. That is a dangerous recipe for disaster. If you learn anything from this call, please just learn from my mistakes. I have messed it up terribly, horribly, like you would not even begin to believe. It's embarrassing, some of the things that I've done in my career to try to attract speaking engagements. Thank you, Tina Marie. Great strategies given and great knowledge. Thank you so much, always, for your support. You want to continue to build that brand, Tina Marie. You want to keep building momentum. I'm in my 34th year in the professional communication industry. For the first 7 years, I was strictly a motivational speaker, blowhard, didn't know how to transfer knowledge at a very high level. I was really good at the gift of gab, talking really loud, talking out of my ass, the side of my neck, you name it, that's what I was doing. Now, it's because I didn't take it serious. I was concerned about all the wrong things. Like, watch this. I was very much integrated into the music business, so it took me a long time to start speaking full time. I was a part-time speaker, especially for the first 7 years of my career. I was kind of in, I was kind of out. These are the things that you don't know. A lot of the engagements that I had to take, and I'm saying I had to take them because I didn't know a better way, is that I put myself in position where I was allowing the market to give me what they wanted me to have instead of me setting the fee and enforcing the mark. So many of you out there, what are your concerns? My concerns was I was very unfocused. Oh, chasing too many honeys. Involved in all of the wrong type of thing, hanging in the street too much. You know, it takes a lot of discipline when you're young to be good in the speaking industry. I wasn't there yet. We have some people on our platform, they're there. Hey, everybody doesn't have the type of technical discipline like an Austin Troy. I learn stuff from him every single day. I don't want to be strapped to the computer. I want to walk around. To me, in my mind, there is an entertainment value in everything it is that you do, because if people don't like looking at you for elongated periods of time, your message is horrible and you suck and you need to go back to the drawing board. So I tell you about these experiences because I want you to understand how much I had to struggle and the concerns with me growing my speaker business. People, I wasn't even thinking about the legitimate things that you need to really have on your mind to grow your speaker business, because I didn't treat it seriously in the beginning. So I didn't operate it as a real business. I was kind of winging it with everything. Oh, I don't need to really have a business. Nobody was in my ear telling me I needed to set up an LLC. Nobody sure as hell wasn't in my ear telling me that I had to be organized with my messaging. So a lot of times, and this is something that I learned how to deal with fear at a very young age. And I was so ignorant to the facts that I didn't understand that I was doing it the wrong way until I got older and I had some people pull me to the side that really cared about me and say, yo, do you know that's wrong? Do you know you should slow down with your speed? You talk too fast. Do you know that this was wrong or this was wrong? I never had that until I got older. Probably when I got around 24 is when my energy started to be more in control. See, I started to be more poised, polished, and professional. It wasn't until I got to around 30 years old until I reached a level of mastery. And oh boy, when I jumped into the corporate market, I was prepared because see, what I did was I dealt with the concerns, the things that were bothering me as a speaker. I dealt with the message being unorganized. I dealt with not understanding what a customer relations management tool. A lot of you are going to get stuck. Just as sure as I'm sitting here in front of your face right now, some of you, and Eric, I'll be right with you. I'll address your question right after this point. Some of you, just as sure as I'm sitting here, you are going to put your speaker business together, and it's going to be some things that you're missing. You're going to say, KTR, it's not working for me the right way. You know why? Because I guarantee you some of you went out there and tried to reinvent the wheel. Or it's some steps that you skipped, and you're missing pieces to your speaker puzzle. You got to be working with all the pieces, and then you won't be as concerned as much. But I can tell you this, you will be concerned. The less you know, the more concerns you're going to have. And you should be losing sleep at night. You should be uncomfortable. You got to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, and you should be comfortable all the time. Okay, let's unmute Eric and let's get his question. Okay, Eric, let's see. Okay, Eric, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Eric, talk to me, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yes, tell me what your number one concern is about growing your speaker business.
I was concerned about growing with the pandemic. You know, I'm still, I haven't put my website. I'm close to getting that up this week. Well, I was telling
Okay,
you
Eric,
about.
I'm sorry. Eric, I'm sorry, real quick. Are you talking on the speakerphone or you have an earpiece in? Your volume seems to be a little low.
I'm on a cell phone right now. You can't hear me?
Whatever you did, it sounded a little bit better, but go ahead and continue.
You know, I was telling you about my signature program. I'm getting all that stuff up this week up on my website this week.
Okay.
But I was concerned about the the pandemic and doors, or people normally can't walk through the doors, with all this virus and stuff going on. How is it a way that people can be, a different strategy as far as building your brand still while people, far as advertising, which like put like, because you got to be concerned with the capacity with the people, and and still build and still be able to get the message out there in this situation that we're in.
Okay. All right, Eric, that's a vital question, and I'm definitely going to address it. Eric, let's start with, first, I want to say this. I'm going to respectfully say, let's slow down, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you finished with sales cycle training in module 2?
I went through all of it. I just backing myself back up now. I'm going
Okay,
back over.
let me ask you this. Do you feel like you have a hold on speaking to the target buyer? Do you know how to speak to the target buyer following the script that's in module 2 to connect with them and start selling your professional speaking services? Are you skilled at it is what I'm asking.
As far as being able to communicate about my product that I have?
About your speaker topics to conference coordinators and meeting planners. Do you feel if you had to pick up the phone right now and start talking to a target buyer, could you tell me about your professional speaking services and do it at a high level?
I wouldn't say no. I'm not at that. I'm not. I won't think that I'm at a high level. No.
Okay, let me ask you, if you've been through sales cycle training, how are you looking at the script every single day? And Eric, Edric, I'm sorry. This is not an attack. I'm here to
Mm-hmm.
help you.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to really listen to what you ask me, because this is the type of shit that I hear every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody always asks me, KTR, what is the fastest way to start booking speaking engagements?
Mm-hmm.
What you should be asking me is, what are the steps to start booking speaking engagements? And Edric, if you're not ready, you're not ready. There's nothing in the world. I can't hold a gun to your head and rush you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you've got to become very skilled at speaking to the conference coordinator. And if you're not, you're going to come off looking unprofessional. You want to fall into the trap that I fell into for the first 7 years? Edric, do you have 7 years to waste, boss?
No.
This is why you've got to keep your head down. If you went over module 1 and 2, okay, let me ask you this. You went over module 1. You submitted your homework assignment with your signature programs. I don't recall seeing it again in school where you've updated. I told you got to build out your bullets a little bit more. I love your topics. I love your titles, but your opening paragraphs were thin,
Mm-hmm.
and your bullets needed some more meat on the bone.
Okay.
You got that message, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we got to check that first.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you resubmit your signature programs, now you got to start going in to start working on your speaker info kit. Have you thought about a graphic designer to start working on your speaker info kit, or do you have graphic design skills yourself where you can get that done?
I don't have graphic or design skills. I got a Jamaican friend that he used to work on my design, and that was one of the questions I was going to ask you about. It's who I am as a person. I'm a fighter, resilience, and I was just trying to figure out, what's the best logo can go with that. Been brainstorming how I can put something to be simple but still have a message that people can, resonate with the people about just determination.
Okay. All right, and I'm going to address your situation about the pandemic. I'm going through these steps for a reason. Okay, so you have a resource. You have a resource for your friend who is a graphic designer.
Yes.
So find out if you're going to exchange some services. I've done a lot of bartering early in my career when I didn't have a budget to get things done. I mean, I'm talking about, you got to be on some any means by necessary kind of jazz. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You've got to get this work done. I know that you're antsy. I can hear it in your voice. But why are you worried about the pandemic right now when you still got maybe another of 30 or 60 or 90 days worth of work? And I don't know what your budget's going to be for you to hire the graphic designer or do a remix on your website or build a website or shoot a speaker video demo. This stuff takes time.
Yeah.
So we're not talking, and you still got to practice every single day, which you should be. Let me ask you this, Edric. Are you reciting your signature programs out loud at least 3 to 5 times every single day? Simple yes or no? Be honest with me.
No.
No, of course you're not. Because all you're thinking about is, I got to get to the yams. I got to get to the greenbacks, the dineros, the dinas, the euros, the bread, the Luciana. Forget about the money. You got to do the steps first. This is the reason why speakers fail horribly when they get into the market. And this is why we put together Speaker Focus. So you can keep asking these questions. We're here to grow with you through the course of your career. It's not going to jump into your lap. Those of you out there that want to get on a really accelerated course, I've been getting a lot of these kind of messages through email lately in my direct messages. Okay, we can go as fast or slow as you like to. But understand, if you want to go fast, it's going to take some money. You don't have to necessarily pay us more, but you got to hire a web designer. You got to hire a graphic designer. Whatever it takes to get your sales tools together and get your speaker info kit done. I've seen people dragging their asses and finish with module 1, and they want to go to module 2, but they still haven't started working on their speaker info kit. So help me understand why we're talking about booking speaking engagements when you're going to need all the outreach documents. In module number 6, you got to download all the outreach documents. See, bro, there's a whole lot of work to do. Remember, success in professional speaking is found in the details. And the analogy I used early on in the call about real estate, if you miss one piece of documentation, you're not going to closing. Well, you missed some social proof. Don't have your messaging all wrong on your website. Don't have a speaker info kit, and see how fast the conference coordinator is going to want to book you when they go to your website and they can't download the speaker info kit from the website, which is one of the main tools that they need to make a purchasing decision when they're ready to start booking speakers. So what are we talking about? Right now, Edric, my concern, if I were you, would be to go through all the steps. So let me ask you this. Now that me talking to you, do you understand what you're missing now in module 1 and 2 before you can advance?
Yes, sir. I got it.
All right. And listen, E, I'm always here for you, boss.
Mm-hmm.
We don't never have to worry about your payments go through all the time. We got you on the priority list. I want you to understand that when you go to module 3, now it's going to be time to set up your speaker business. Now you got to get in compliance with the local Secretary of State. Now you got to go set up your LLC. You got to download the IRS SS4 form from the website, for the IRS website. You can order your tax identification number. It only takes 10 minutes. Then you got to take your articles of organization down to the bank and open up your bank account. See, that module 3 isn't even that long, but it's about putting the effort in and then paying the mafioso fees that come along with the cost of doing business with your local Secretary of State. Take your articles of organization down to the bank with $100 and open up your bank account. And then for free, you can set up a Stripe account. Stripe is the most secure payment processor in the marketplace. You can better believe if me and Austin use it, it's the best that there is in the market. And that's why we use Stripe. So I'm telling you that before you go to module 3 and then crack open that. Now you can go to module 3 all you like, but you're going to keep running into the challenge of, oh shit, I got to get that done. Yes. Edric, why do you think it's a downloadable worksheet at the end of every single module? Let me ask you another question, Edric. Be honest, like you always are. Have you downloaded the worksheet and filled it out to set a course and chart a direction for your speaker goals after module 1 and module 2? Yes or no?
No, I've just been going through the videos.
Go back and download the worksheet and then go over your speaker goals. And then you'll know exactly what you're supposed to do. Remember, key to module 1. You got your messaging organized. Resubmit your signature programs, bulk up the bullets, and bulk up the opening paragraphs. Your opening paragraph should be at least 6 or 7 lines, 6 or 7 sentences in a paragraph. That's all. And then your bullets, remember, Edric, your bullets should describe 3 things. It should help the target buyer, AKA conference coordinator, meeting and event planner, key decision maker, committee member who is directly responsible for purchasing professional speaker services. It should be speaking to them in a language that they understand, that's thought-provoking and disruptive. 3 things it's supposed to do. Are you going to help their audience with key takeaway strategies? Are you going to help their audience achieve their desired outcomes? And are you going to help their audience achieve their learning objectives? You got it?
Got it.
Key takeaways, desired outcomes, and learning objectives. Edric, I know you can do it. Mm-hmm. Go back in and revisit those signature programs. I know it hurts when you looking at it, bro. I know it's painful. Oh, I don't want to do it. That's why you sent them back over here and they were real thin. I've seen it thousands of times in our one-on-one coaching program. You don't want to sit there and think about it. If you have to read over my signature programs 50 times, then do it. But there's a template for you to follow. And I want you to remember, don't just jack my signature programs. We have a coaching student right now who is not in our program anymore because he started calling his signature programs my signature programs. Are you crazy? And then what? Obviously, I wasn't happy about that. So take your ideology, take your approach of however it is that you want to present your signature programs, they got to be detailed. And if the language in is horrible or is weak or it's not written properly, then you're not going to get on the radar of the target buyer. That's all I want you to think about. I wish I could make this shit sound a little bit more pretty, but it's not. This is an ugly and nasty business that we're in. And if you take the time and go through the pain of building it the right way, this is not a promise. This is a guarantee to all of you. You will reap the rewards on the other side, but you're not reaping anything unless you're prepared to do the work. E, you got any other questions for me? Oh, the pandemic. I apologize. Let me address the back end of your question. Edric, you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, boss, I appreciate your patience. If I'm missing any other, okay, or I have some quick advice on the logo. Okay, Austin wants to jump in about the quick advice for the logo. I'm gonna let him address that right after I answer Edric's question on the back end, which he said, what kind of difficulties is the pandemic causing? Okay, let me just be clear about this. I put this in some of my posts on social media, that we have at least over 5,200 plus meetings in our industry every single day. Every day. At the head of that meeting, there is a male or female. There are plenty of speaking opportunities. All the pandemic did was allow me and Austin to triple our business, triple our ad spend. And what it did was it created more avenues. Look at the pandemic like this, okay? Let's say pre-pandemic, you had these amount of avenues, all right? All you see, all of my fingers create a speaking avenue, okay? You could do keynote speeches, you could do educational keynotes, you could do half-day programs, 2 to 4 hours, you could do full-day programs, 4 to 8 hours, you could do on-site strategic work sessions, you could do executive coaching, you could do consulting, you can do a lot of things. You could do breakout sessions, you could do track sessions, you could do on-site workshops, you can speak at conferences, you can do all kinds of stuff. Now, I want you to stack all of those, like multiply that times a few, because now you can take all of those programs that I just said and you could deliver them through the internet, through a Zoom call, Skype, webinar, teleseminar, online conference, online summit. You think speakers are getting, all these speakers are speaking for free? No. Value is the value is the value is the value at the end of the day. And the more value you create, by the way, Edric, through your signature programs, through the social proof, you people need to seem to understand something. People crawl up my ass with a microscope every single day, trying to figure out who I am and what I'm doing. Well, you know, you can go to the reviews tab on the Speaker Focus site and you can check out me speaking live. You can check out the corporate clients that I've had. You can look at my track record. I'm very searchable. They are going to do the same thing to you when you start putting your brand out there. And the conference coordinator is now going to be crawling up your ass. That's not a promise. That is a guarantee. That's a fact of life. Now, if you're not ready, you're going to be crawling back here in the chat, licking your wounds, saying, KTR told me about that. Yeah, I think you mentioned that. Get your head back in the modules and do the work. I told you, I told all of you before you even gave us any money. I told you there's no cutting no corners and skipping no steps. Yet everybody, the main thing, 75% of the people I talk to every single day, KTR, what's the fastest way to start booking speaking engagements? They're not asking me what the steps are. They're just asking me, what's the fastest way? You need to stop thinking fast. You need to think, what are the steps? And if I'm skipping steps, I'm not going to make any money. Am I making myself clear?
Yes, you are.
Edric, the pandemic, brother, last but not least, didn't do anything but explode our business on a whole nother level. You people better understand what's going on. These conference coordinators have not stopped booking engagements. They just paused for a second. See, if you speak to conference coordinators like I do, if you speak to insiders of who run this industry, I'm speaking to these people every day. You got to start doing some research and stop listening to your dumbass friends who don't know what they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about because we're in it every day. Edric, it's not easy to listen to a rant like that from KTR. I appreciate you, brother. And listen, this is all out of love. This is it. But I'm telling you, I had that mindset before. I'm not throwing darts or trying to burn you at the stake. I know what it's like to rush. You're going to fall on your face. Do the steps, bro. And if you need anything, Edric, please, excuse me, focus on your signature programs, upload them through school, and let me help you, boss. Even if I got to download that document and help you tweak them a little bit, just give it another effort and then send it to me, and I'll download it. I'll put the finishing touches on it for you. If that's what it's going to take for you to create the right kind of language, that's what I'm here for. Okay?
I appreciate that.
All right, boss. You're very welcome, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Troya, jump in here. And you wanted to talk to them about a logo. You got some quick advice on the logo.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Austin Troy is taking over your screen.
Yeah, Edric, I just wanted to give you some quick advice. So what I recommend at your stage before you start, I mean, even once you get into the 6-figure range as a speaker, you can do that by having a very simple logo by just using fonts. So you can just use, if you go to fonts.google.com, you can type in your name and you can just go through, sort by the most popular here and find a font that you like. That will be suffice for you to start booking speaking gigs. And you can find a font on here that's clean and simple and it looks like a logo. So that's what I would recommend at your stage. Once you get, real big numbers and you start, booking real big gigs, then you can reinvest the profits from the speaking gigs into hiring a designer. But that's what we recommend is just choosing a font. Even the biggest brands, Apple, Google, Facebook, they even have their own, they just have a font for their logo. So that's
and it's real simple.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
And you got a really different name too, E. You got a really different name. What's your website, by the way?
Dang, it's in my GoDaddy. I gotta hold on a second.
Is it your name?
Yeah, it's my name, but it's how they got it though. It's a certain way how they got it put on there.
Okay, so so it's not Edric Prim.
It might be .org or something like that. I think it might be with .org. It's not .com, but I'm quite sure it's not .com. Dude.
It's not edricprim.com?
No, I don't know. No, that's not what they had on there. No.
Okay, hold on for a second. I'm gonna check it real quick. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see something real quick. Because, bro, what you don't want to do is waste a God-given name that has a dope brand and a dope spelling.
Hey, so edricprim.com is available.
Exactly. That's what I just found out. Bro, you need to lock that domain name down immediately.
I'm looking for it again right now.
Me and Austin just searched it. Yo, Troy, what is it available for? Like $11.99?
Yeah, $12 a year.
$12 a year, man. Just pay the $12, lock in your name, edricprim.com. That's where your brand starts. You got it?
I got it. Where is it? GoDaddy.
Forget that other domain name that GoDaddy got for you with the .org or whatever. Go with the .com, bro. Get your brand together. Your name is very unique. That's called market differentiation, Edric. Just because of your name alone, it's easy to search you when you start compiling pictures and content and videos and speaker topics. That's how you get the conference coordinator to narrow it down from every other leadership speaker on planet Earth and just locate Edric Prim when they do a Google search.
They got edric-prim.com. That's what it is.
Forget that. That's too complicated. Edric Prim all the way through. All right. I don't want to have to put in the dash. I want to put all of the numbers in there. I mean, all the letters in there to be able to locate you. Austin, thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah,
Did you have anything else you want to add to it? Troy just put the link in there, I believe, to all the panelists. He just put the Google domain fonts in there. Think about it. Listen, Troy designed our logo for Speaker Focus. Okay? I just wanted a microphone in there. He kept it real clean. He patterned it after some of the cleanest logos in the world, which is, look at Google's logo. It's real simple. Yeah. Don't get fancy. Troy tells me that all the time. Don't get fancy. Keep it simple. Okay. Now, Wayne. Okay. Oh, Troy, were you finished, bro? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm good to go. Edric, I also posted in the chat a link for you to go buy that domain on Google Domains.
Exactly.
Appreciate that, man.
Okay. Okay, we got Wayne. Wayne, I have a couple of questions about your reply to my speaker info kit submission. Okay. Not sure also what you mean by updating the template and a couple more. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Let me go back to mute Eric. Okay, Wayne, we're going to get you on with KTR in a second. Wayne, talk to me, boss. How are you? Wayne, can you hear me? Okay, I thought I had Wayne unmuted. Okay. Troy, if it's okay, I think I see. For some reason, I don't think Wayne is unmuted. Wayne, can you hear me?
So Wayne has two connected here. So
Oh, he has two. Let me go with the bottom one. Hey, Wayne, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I hear you now. I think you
Okay.
had, for some reason, Wayne, you had two accounts hooked up. Let me unmute one.
Don't I got one on my phone. That's the one I'm using.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, Wayne, I'm picking up a echo. Can you cut one of your devices off?
Oh, I see what happened. Wait a minute.
Wayne, you sound like the Wizard of Oz over there, bro. Oh man.
Okay, we're good.
You sure?
I hope.
Okay, I'm just hearing a slight echo now. It doesn't sound like you're in a canyon anymore. Okay, Wayne. No, Wayne, I'm still hearing the echo, bro. You're doing something.
I'm going to shut this other one off.
Okay. That's probably the best.
Oh man, that was weird.
I still hear the echo. Yeah, bro, it has a bad. Let me see something real quick. Okay. Wayne, how about now? Wayne, you there? Hello? Wayne, for some reason, we're having some audio issues on your end. I cannot hear you, bro. I think he's back. Hello? Oh, man. Yes.
Try the bottom one and mute the top one.
All right. Mute the top one and try the bottom one. Wayne, you there?
Yep.
Wayne, I don't know what's going on, bro. I'm still hearing that echo. Wayne, you there? Okay. All right. While Wayne is trying to fix his technical difficulties, we're gonna have to continue to work around this and move on some kind of way. If anybody else has any questions that they want to ask, we can come back to Wayne after we get his technical thing under control. All right, hold on for a second. Let me go to attendees. Somebody has their hand raised. All right, Wayne, hold on. Okay. Wayne has a hand. Let's see. It's his hand raised. Unmute. Wayne, you there? I see his hand raised and I clicked it and it's still not working. Troy, can you help me out?
I think you did everything right, man. It looks like he's unmuted. Wayne, if you try to fix the audio settings on your device, what I'd recommend is just leaving and then coming back. You can rejoin by going to qa.speakerfocus.com.
Wayne, I won't go anywhere. I'll stick around to address your question because it's we can take care of that easily for you. So just log out and log back in and see if we can get rid of that mute, and then we're not going to have 2 accounts open, hopefully, as well. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, all right, Austin dropped the link in there. If anybody else has any additional questions or concerns, today we're talking about what concerns you about your professional speaker business. It should be a lot if you are just starting out. And okay, Wayne said yes, so we'll address him when he comes back. There should be a lot that concerns you about your speaker business if you are in a position where you have things that are bothering you. Let me bring in Troya real quick and let's get into some technical aspects. I believe when Wayne comes back, we're going to try to keep the call a little bit longer and then we're going to wrap it up. Troy, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I'm not seeing you for whatever reason, but we're going to still make it happen. So what are some of the biggest concerns, Austin, that you had? Let's take it all the way back to when you were really green and you started your first company. And what were the biggest things that you were concerned about that maybe they had you losing some sleep and there was some thorns on your side that you found difficult to overcome in the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, early on, the biggest thing is always, when you're first starting a business, it's most likely survival. It's how do you pay the monthly bills so that you can do this full time. So, when you first start out any business, you're really consumed with, okay, how do I make money, next month? How do I make money the month after? And so what I found was you need to learn the most effective strategies to get you cash flow coming in. Now, you don't want to be doing those activities all the time. You only want to do those activities just enough to get you paying your monthly expenses. And after that, once you get your monthly expenses paid for, then you want to be always focused on the long term. You want to be focused, how are we generating, 10x the revenue in the future? And that's a whole different mindset. So I'd say early on, my main thing that I struggled with was, how do we keep the lights on? How do we pay our rent? And then after that, it's like, how do you become a visionary? How do you, create the vision of your company and the long-term goals that are going to turn this into, $1 billion company?
Mm-hmm.
And so, making that shift, that mindset shift was another challenge. How do you think big after you've been so focused on, your short-term revenue goals? And
Mm-hmm.
so, I had to read a lot about billionaires and, titans of their industry, and learned how they think, and really just, absorb myself with big thinkers. And, I think those are the biggest challenges and the things that I thought about mostly. But then also, I'm an introvert myself. My Myers-Briggs is INTJ. So, naturally I'm not as, comfortable speaking to people on the phone. So, sales for me was a big challenge. Now, obviously I have Kevin as a business partner now, but when I first started out, I had to, I was in college running a business, and to get over my fear of getting prospects on the phone, I just had to do a lot of the calls. I just had to keep practicing and get volume, because volume solves all pain points. When you practice enough, you lose that fear. But then also, I would be taking, shots of, I don't recommend this to anyone, but I'd be taking shots of, liquor to try to ease the, the uncomfortable feelings. But yeah, I'd say like for me, it was sales. Sales was a big challenge of mine. Everything else came, running a business came pretty natural. Now, I think another big one was distractions.
Mhm.
When you first start out in a business, you think you need to be doing everything. And it's real easy to make yourself feel better by filling up your day with little tasks. And what I found was usually there's one or two really important things you need to be doing every single day. And you're going to do everything except do those, because those are usually the most painful. And for speakers, for everyone here, the most important things you need to be doing is one, getting through the program, the speaker focused program, and going through the modules and actually doing the homework. After that, once you're ready to go to market, you've done all your practicing, you got all your tools together. The main thing you need to focus on every single day is revenue generating activities. You need to be reaching out to conference coordinators. First thing you wake up after you've done your morning routine, you need to be sending out 30, 40, 50 direct outreach emails to conference coordinators and getting top of mind awareness with the people that have the check in their hand. And you do not need to be doing anything else until you've done that every single morning.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is distractions, cutting out all the non-essentials and just staying focused on your main business.
Correct. That's why we're business partners. Because I got to have that conversation on our morning call every day. So another thing too, Troy, I want you to help me, or help our platform understand that I want to make sure that they get the most out of the platform and the technology. So a lot of people have had some concerns with our mobile experience. Some of our coaching students, they don't have computers or they don't have laptops, but they have a phone. So, talk to people about maybe some of the concerns they have from the tablet, the mobile, the desktop, or the laptop experience, getting into the modules and utilizing all the resources and technology that we provide on Speaker Focus to keep them engaged.
Yeah. So everything, this is a good principle to run for your marketing funnels when you're ready to go to market. Everything you design for your marketing and your digital experience, you should start with the mobile experience, because that's where naturally everyone's going right now. It's just people, are pretty mobile, and every time they want to, watch some modules or check out your marketing material, they're most likely on a phone. Now, what I do recommend is if you have a tablet or you don't have a laptop computer, that should be a very high priority on your list, getting a laptop computer that's powerful, because, everything's going digital. And if you want to run, a serious business and be able to use all the necessary tools to run a speaker business, like email marketing and your CRM and all, Facebook ads manager, all this stuff requires, you to have a laptop, or at least to get the full functionality of these tools, you need a laptop. So we recommend making that a priority, making that investment. And the laptop we recommend, I've used pretty much every different operating system. I've always come back to Mac. So we recommend a 16-inch MacBook Pro. And if you get that, you'll be plenty fine technology wise. So I would just say, make it a priority, make it investment. If you have to shift some money around, if you have to, sell some things, that will make your life so much easier, having, a powerful laptop. Now, as far as accessing the modules, we put a lot of effort into making the mobile experience easy to use. So you shouldn't have any problems, but if you do, just drop them in school and we'll address them.
Okay. All right. I definitely appreciate that, boss. Thank you so much. Okay. Kara's had a question. I think we got enough tech talk in, and we're going to take a couple more questions. I'm trying to wait for Wayne to come back on the platform, and then we can wrap the call. Let me see. Kara said, okay. She said, I've been dealing with trying to budget and balance to put into building a speaker career and online business, but I'm hungry for it, so I keep going to figure it all out, getting budget, savings, resources, and so forth. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Wayne is back with his hand up. Okay, so let me just comment on Karis's comment that she put in the chat box, and then we'll see if we can test Wayne's audio this time and see if we don't sound like he's in the canyon. Okay, so Wayne, we see you with your hand up. I'm going to get to you in a second. So, Karis, I want you to think about this as you are growing your speaker business. It's never easy, and especially when you're working a job. We talked before about your exit strategy and things of that nature. And, you've got to prioritize. And whatever the next thing is on your list that potentially is within your sights to be able to develop, you need to take your money and do that thing. And if you can only do one thing per month, then slow walk it. We understand that a lot of you, is very tight every month, and you have families to take care of, and you have bills to pay. And the pandemic has affected some people's ability to pay their bills effortlessly. Some it hasn't, a lot it has. So if it has, I want you to just be patient. That's not easy to execute. But however, it's something that's very necessary. I'm thankful I've been blessed with patience, and these things start to come. And another thing, when you're holding on too tight and you're pushing real hard, when it's not organic, when it's not natural, that thing is going to get away from you even faster. So just understand that your energy has got to be in alignment with your goals. And as long as you're doing some kind of positive activity, remember what Austin talked about. You have to work your way through the modules first. And then the main priority, when you finish with sales cycle training and you have all your outreach documents together and you have everything ready to go to market, your main focus every day is to be sending out some organic LinkedIn outreach emails every single day until you get to the point where you can take it to another level and you can do a direct mail campaign, or you could do, you get really good at email automation and also with digital marketing. Those things take time, but you have to be patient. I always tell people to start where you are. You cannot rush the process, and don't try to skip steps and cut any corners, because the speaking industry, you will wind up flat on your face and you will find up embarrassed when you get out there in the marketplace and you're not ready. Okay, Wayne, you have your hand up now. Let's see if Wayne is ready to talk. I got you unmuted, Wayne. Let's hear it.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Wayne, that is the voice that I'm used to hearing. Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Yeah, I was coming to you live from somewhere down. I don't know. I don't even know where I was.
Wayne, it sounded like you was down under.
But I'm back. I'm back.
Cool, Wayne. Okay, Wayne, I think you had a multi-part question. Let's take the first part of it. I believe you were talking about the template that I uploaded for you, correct?
You said something about an updated template.
Yes.
What is the updated template? I haven't seen it, or have I?
Well, I attached it to the thread in school, and I'm going to have Austin upload it to module number 1, because of what it's going to do is it simplifies you creating your headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. We improve on our documents and we improve on everything as much as we can. Every time I update it, I'll upload another version. So I gave you the updated version. Wayne, what I saw when I opened up your document for your signature programs is that they weren't as organized as I would like to see. So I sent you the updated template so that you could clearly see how all of your signature program page is supposed to look.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Wayne. And okay, I see it right. I see it right there. Troy is pulling it up right now. So,
hey, Wayne, so I'll drop this in the queue or in the chat box. But essentially, so you see Kevin's comment here on your post. If you click on this attachment and you can hit download.
Yeah, I'm looking at the first comment. I like your topics. However, you must now be more descriptive and finalize the bullets in your signature program. That's what I'm looking at.
Correct. And I believe when I opened up your document for your signature programs, what I can recall them being. Troy, can you click on that document real quick and open it up? Yeah. It wasn't as organized and clean as it needed to be, Wayne. This new worksheet is going to help you get them nice and organized.
Okay.
You see that?
I did try to follow each one of the bullets. I just, the bold print that I put in there is I thought it was answering the bullet, but it wasn't.
It is, Wayne, but here's what you got to do. Now you got to go back to my speaker info kit. And now I know you have all the content. You just have to start organizing in such a way. For example, you're going to go back to my speaker info kit, and the first page is your speaker one sheet, and it also doubles as your signature program page. So what you should have on the very first sheet, when you go back to my speaker info kit,
right,
you should be looking at the mainstay headline, and then you should be looking at, I'm sorry, Wayne, something happened to your audio. Say that again.
The mainstay headlines. It's not the headline creator formula.
The headline creator formula is going to give you your mainstay headline. That's all that is. That's what the formula is, coming up with the type of speaker that you are and answering all those questions. Dwayne, the best way to do the simplest way to do it is to go back to the speaker info kit. Go back to my speaker info kit, and then you'll see the top page is your speaker one sheet. It also doubles as the signature program page. And what should be on there is the only thing supposed to be on this. So when you submit the Word document back to me, Wayne, take out all the questions. Just give me the meat to the answers. And
just give you the answers.
Yeah.
Okay,
there you go. And now submit those. And now I could take a look at your first page is your signature program page, doubling as your speaker one sheet. Now I'm seeing just your mainstay headline. Under that, I'm seeing 4 titles to your signature programs with 3 bullets under each of the titles to describe the signature programs. Then you're going to go to the bio page. There's 8 questions you're supposed to answer for the bio. That allows me to see your bio and your credentials all in chronological order. The next 4 pages are going to be a breakout of each one of your signature programs. And that means I need descriptive opening paragraphs, about 7 or 8 lines, as I was talking to Edric about earlier. And then I need to see, after this program, you will be able to, and then another 5 bullets that describes that particular signature program. Now you got to create that for each of your signature programs.
Right.
Without without the template, without any of that stuff. Just when you submit them, just show me the meat on the bone. That's it.
Okay, I got it.
You got it?
Right. So basically what it says, we're on the sheet that I have that says you should have the following in your speaker info kit, and it starts with mainstay headline and so on, and then there's a lot of bullets and I got to identify each one of these bullets on this sheet.
Correct. And remember, follow the exact format that you see on my speaker info kit. Now I know you're not in the design stage of your speaker info kit, but let me tell you what's the most important thing in your speaker info kit that the conference coordinator wants to see. It is the titles, the topics, the headlines, the descriptions of all of your signature programs, and the bullets that are disruptive and thought-provoking. That is the main thing in the signature program. Wayne, that is the thing that they want to hire you for, bro.
Okay.
It's not because of your looks. It's not because of how nice you look in your suit. It's because of the value-based proposition.
Right.
The value-based service offering. Your topics and titles and headlines or descriptions, if we don't have that to sell. Now, Wayne, when you finish it, I'll make the same deal with you that I did with Edric a little early in the call. When you submit the document to me in a Microsoft Word document, upload the document into school.
Right.
I download the document. I will go over every single one of your bullets to make sure that they're popping and resonating with the target buyer. If I have to go in and make some edits and update them, I will. I just want you to give it your best shot first. Then upload it. Let me download. Let me go through it with a fine-tooth comb. And when I resubmit it to you, now your topics are ready to speak to the target buyer in a language that they understand. You got it?
Yep, I got that.
What other question did you have? What did you have, Wayne?
You have another question?
Yes, sir.
I do have another question. Now, I have a 501c.
You have a 501c3, nonprofit setup, okay? Wayne, I can't hear you.
Okay. Now, with this okay, can you hear me now?
No, you're back. You're back. I hear you now. I hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, with this nonprofit, I'm in the process now of developing an addiction treatment program. Okay, here in Jersey, and I filed for my license. And myself and another person, we're doing it all. We're putting it all together. Of course, this health crisis kind of slowed us down because a lot of offices were closed. But we're very close to getting this thing off the ground.
Good.
Okay. Now, so and I was initially I was looking at the treatment program being a platform for my speaking my speaking business.
Okay.
You follow me? So
Yes,
my question, one of my questions is, would you advise? What are your thoughts, rather, on speaking on the platform of the nonprofit, or being independent and starting and creating an LLC under my own individual name?
Well, my first question is, do you have partners, and are your partners going to get any of your speaker revenue?
Well, see, that's a good point, because that's what I have to find out from the nonprofit, because the nonprofit, there are no partners. I own it.
Okay.
I'm the CEO of the nonprofit. Okay, but that doesn't. But a lot of times here, I'm thinking like this: like I told you, it's an addiction treatment program, and that's huge right now. Addictions.
Yeah.
Okay,
and that's never going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so but the thing is that is going to be a serious draw, especially when you're going some places to speak, and I'm preaching and I'm talking about leadership. And teaching helping each person identify their own personal leadership. Okay, so all that goes together.
Real quick, Wayne, let me interject this in here. Leadership, remember, that's the #1 bookable and most requested topic at conferences and corporate meetings and events worldwide. What you're offering to the addiction treatment, the addiction community, or the treatment facility community, and you're offering directional leadership.
Right.
So
right.
it all goes hand in hand is what I'm saying. I would just say, from a tax purposes, you have to separate your speaker income, because that is for profit. Your nonprofit is not. Now, I know a lot of speakers, Les Brown operates like this. A lot of other speakers operate when they have a nonprofit. Let's say the conference coordinator can't pay the $10,000 that you want for a full day program, but they can donate $5,000 to your nonprofit. You see how that works?
Yeah.
You see?
Okay.
So you can still get the money, and you still take a salary from the nonprofit. This is not tax or legal advice. You have to speak to your people on your team to handle that, like we do with ours. I always like to keep things separate, and we keep all of our income separate, and the speaker business is the speaker business. Now, if you run it under a consultancy, then you could very well run that income up under your speaker income under the consultancy, if you like. But I'd say
that would be an LLC. That would be an LLC, not a nonprofit, correct?
Exactly. That'd be an LLC. You already have a nonprofit. Remember, if they can't pay your fee, another way for them to say, hey, listen, does your company want to get the write-off? And you can have them donate the money to the nonprofit. And they don't necessarily have to cut the fee in order to do that. That may be a better tax break for them. Okay, we can donate 10 grand to his nonprofit instead of paying him a fee of 10,000. Either way, you're getting the $10,000, Wayne. It doesn't matter.
And then that's my salary is and so I can just create something in the nonprofit that I understand. But my salary is paid through the nonprofit anyway.
Your salary is paid through the nonprofit. And for tax purposes, you just want to make sure that you keep things separate and just keep track of it. That's all. You can do that if you like. That sounds like a great idea.
Okay. All right. So, okay. I guess that's good. That's good for now, Kevin. I appreciate it. And I thank you for, hey, listen, man, I appreciate when you're your encouragement on this. But when you're talking about people getting, you were saying something in the beginning when you spoke about waiting for someone to come along and validate your what you're doing and your idea.
Right.
You need to hit on that. You can hit on that anytime, man, because that's sometimes I know I'm not an isolated case. I catch myself sitting paralyzed thinking like that.
Correct. Wayne, I'm glad you brought that point up, man. It's always great. Me and Austin, you're one of many that we talk about, hold in high regard because you're very consistent and clearly you want to learn how to grow your speaker business. And that's why you show up on all of the calls. I can tell you this, the reason why this platform was put together, and I want to address this before we end the call, because the coaching industry is full of a lot of what, but not a lot of how. So also typically how coaching works is you pay me X amount of dollars for X amount of weeks. After the X amount of weeks, I don't want to hear from you anymore. And there's no support. There's no technical support. There's no soft skill support. There's no training. You can't upload homework assignments. You can't have anybody check your homework like this to see if your topics and titles and descriptions are ready to go to market. So you will never be put in a position on this platform. Wayne, what did I tell you on our original strategy call? I said, you could ask us as many questions as possible.
Right.
You can't give us a question about this industry that we're not equipped to be able to handle. That's why we want you to upload it through school, because the track record, that tool alone for us is huge. Not only is it better for everybody on our platform, it's also allows me and Austin to become more efficient as well. And Wayne, always, if you think we should be covering a topic on the Zoom call, any of you, we're open to suggestions about what you think we should be talking about. I want you to be transparent with your pain, Wayne, because that's the only reason that you're going to push through it. We all have these challenges and we all second guess ourselves, but you got to stop listening to people that don't matter. You don't need those other people to validate your bullets and your signature programs or the things that you want to do in this business. We're creating a community where you are not judged by the things you want to share. We're here to help you. And this is all we're going to continue to do, Wayne. So if your business entity grows, we're here to grow with you. You're going to have some other challenges in another 6 months and another year from now as your business grows. Now, Wayne, you know how they say more money, more problems?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have a good kind of problem, because all you do in business is replace one level of problems for the next level of problems. It's all about how you manage it. We give you strategies to help you manage the problem so you have coping strategies to deal with everything, Wayne, and we're more than happy to do that.
Well, listen, I don't want to hold you up on this, but you just said something when you said that you're creating a community.
Correct.
See, one of our problems that I believe I would say I would easily say all of us, or if not all of us, almost all of us have, is that we've been living in a culture, or we come from cultures that have subliminally we allowed them to put limits on our thinking and on our lives.
Correct.
Right? And so when we start to do something like this, we try to do it under those limited thought processes. But when you said community, everybody in this speaker focused program, we should be aware that we're taking the limits off of our thinking, and we're stepping into a limitless potential situation where we don't have to be concerned about what others are thinking about us, and what other people know about us or whatever. That we're free to grow in here. And that's empowering.
Well, Wayne, we definitely, appreciate all your observational points about the platform. It's far from perfect. We're tinkering and tankering on it every single day. We listen to our coaching students when they have a need. Wayne, there's simply nothing else like it. It wasn't anything like it in the marketplace, and that's why we created it. We didn't complain. We could have complained like everybody else, but we did something about it. We created something that's working. And when you realize that it's working and it's work, you're going to keep on feeding the machine so that it works even more. I mean, the fact that you have the support to upload your homework assignments, Wayne, I'm not going to mention the coaching program's name, but it's still out there in the marketplace right now. I took this over 20 years ago, and I distinctly remember I had a brochure design that I couldn't upload it to them. So they said, hey, you know, when the brochures come back, mail it to me or email it to me, whatever the case is. I emailed it to him and he approved every single word. All the pictures were horrible. The verbiage was wrong. I had my signature programs are all out of order. It had a bunch of me language in there. It didn't benefit the target buyer whatsoever. I sent it out to one of my clients that I serviced many years before. And the brochure came across her desk and she happened to be a graphic designer. And she tore that thing apart, Wayne. And she said, if I didn't know you, had you not come in here and did a great job for us, there's no way I would hire you based upon this horrible design on this brochure.
Wow.
Now, it hurt my feelings, but I tell you this, that speaker coach that approved that design on that brochure, it let me know that he didn't care about me.
Wow, he had approved it. Yeah, okay.
It let me know I sent it to him so I could get some feedback. I needed some advice before I wasted my money on 10,000 brochures and buying a mailing list. I mean, that was probably a $5,500, maybe plus dollar campaign.
Right.
That I wasted money on.
Right.
I got 10,000 brochures. He should have just told me to order 100 to 1,000 brochures and just do a test.
Yeah, right.
But he didn't tell me that, Wayne. You have the access to me in Austin.
Appreciate that. I'm grateful, man. I appreciate it. Well, thank you.
And you're very welcome. And we're grateful for everybody on our platform. We have a job to do because you took the time to be interested in our service. And this is a give and take. We have to ride together. We don't want you being caught with your pants down out there in the market, Wayne, and it's a bunch of cold air blowing by.
I don't want to be there.
Yeah, we don't want to leave you out the cold. What I'd rather do, and I recommend this to everybody, and I'm gonna give my closing thoughts, and we're gonna wrap up the call. What I'd rather do is I'd rather have a few months or a few years of a high quality speaking career than to have 20 years worth of pain because I didn't do it right.
Right.
I'm telling you that right now. It's the quality of what we're looking to teach our coaching students how to do is to go out to the marketplace and be as prepared as you possibly can. So each of these days that's going by, you are taking in this new information. All I want you to do is just figure out how many hours or how many minutes you can dedicate to your speaker business every day. And I just want you to do something that has to do with your speaker business. I'm going to put the pie of time exercise and upload that on our platform so everybody can draw a circle as big as they can get it on a piece of paper, put 24 hours at the top, and then start cutting out a slice of pie for sleep, work, speaker business, working out, eating, whatever the categories are. And how you're going to live your 24 hours is totally up to you. But remember, it's not how much time that you have, it's what you do with the time you have. Right. Input equals output. Just put something into your speaker programs every day. I'm going to help your messaging become very spectacular, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep going back and forth with this document. But you got my guarantee we're going to get those signature programs right. We're going to tighten it up, Wayne, just like we did your mainstay headline, okay?
Yes, sir. One more question. Did you get your third payment?
We should have. It's all automated. So, yeah, it probably ran already. I mean, we got to check Stripe, but I'm pretty sure you're good.
Okay, I checked and they didn't say, they said you hadn't gotten it. So I told you to go ahead and get it, right? That's what we talked about.
Exactly. You know what? I probably got to check the call notes or something. And I thought we had it set to automation, but you know what? Me and Austin will go in there tonight probably and just check it out, Wayne. Thank you so much for the reminder.
Listen, I'm not putting a gun to your head, man, try to make you do something you don't feel like doing, you know what I mean?
Hey, Wayne, I wish we had more like you, boss. That's all. I'm going to leave it right there.
Thank you much, man. Thank you.
Hey, bro, I love you, man. Hey, look, one thing about you and Edric, we ain't got to track you down for payments. That's for damn sure.
Thank you, Coach. You're the best.
You're welcome, boss. I see you next week, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. Hey, listen, we're going to wrap up the session. I believe we got a chance to talk about a lot of things in the coaching session today when we were talking about what are your biggest concerns about your speaker business? What are the biggest concerns about your speaker business? We got a chance to hear a very diverse comments and questions. As always, throughout the session, we got a chance to do some tech talk with Austin Troyer. I want to leave you with some parting comments. I want you to remember that the things that are disturbing in your speaker ecosystem that you're creating, the things that bother you, the things that are unnerving, the things that are stressing you out right now. I mean, the real big thorns in your side, all of the questions that you have, the concerns, just know that we have dedicated the rest of our lives to making sure that we are here to take care of your every concern when it comes to the speaker business. Now, we can't force you to do the work. However, what we're going to do is keep holding you accountable. We are going to keep putting information in front of your face that's going to have you look at your speaker business, because there's a lot of moving parts. Look at your speaker business like it's just a big engine. And the changing the oil is just part of what you need to do to manage your speaker business. Getting one of the belts changed sometimes. Maintenance, you have to do daily maintenance of your speaker business. I want you to ask yourself, listen, there's weeks I can go by and I don't even turn the TV on. It's not even in my brain. Now, I did take a day off last week, and I caught up on Narcos season 2, I believe it was. And I'm learning, I'm getting better at Spanish, because eventually we are taking a Spanish product to that community. And we're gonna be in different languages one day with Speaker Focus. So I am learning Spanish, and I got a chance to watch Narcos, but I really don't care about television. You see, understand how I look at TV. And I'm not talking about viewing television. How I look at TV, my mindset is television takes away from the time that I have to be learning about. Austin just sent me 2 new books. One of them is Jeff Bezos, and the other one is something else about technology. I have a responsibility to everyone on our platform and to Austin I can't sit around and be looking at TV for 3 or 4 hours. I don't have that kind of time. We're trying to do something big here. If you're trying to do something big as well, I just want you to analyze where you're spending your time. So the pie of time exercise is coming up. As a matter of fact, I think I may do a full hour on the pie of time and how you're managing your time and what you should be doing with your speaker business activities when it comes to managing your time every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to bring you the cutting edge information that we share on the Speaker Focus platform. A lot of this stuff you cannot Google because it's not basic and it's not generic. You see, we take the time to go in and cover the details. I want you to do the same to grow your speaker business. Hey, on behalf of my business partner, Chief Technical Officer, Austin Troyer, I'm Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus and the world's #1 speaker coach. I will see you at #1, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you right here next Monday on the live Zoom call for Speaker Focus. I love you. Take care.